Hey, welcome on the spot. Today I have a guy with me, Dave Harding. He's a card collector out in Maine. Met over in the summer league at the Nexus event, and has been collecting cards for, I'm guessing, as a kid. But a good friends at Cooper Flagg, and we're talking about Cooper Flagg. So, Dave, floor's yours. Go and introduce yourself and go from there.
Yo, first of all, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd meet so many awesome people at that event, but like you said, I'm Dave, or the kids call me Double Play Dave, out here in Maine, Cooper Flagg's home state. I'm actually just south of where he grew up, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I've been collecting cards since I was a kid, and I decided to just go full time into it and open my own shop. I've been open almost 2 years now, and since before Cooper was at Duke, we knew we're going to have to buy some cards of his and just go heavy into just buying as much stuff as we could. So we're now the go-to place. If you want Cooper Flagg cards, you come to Double Play.
Nice. Yeah, something was good. It was a good event. I met a lot of people there, to yourself, and people from Maine. I've been to Maine, but meeting people from Maine was cool. So, but yeah, good story and stuff. You ready for on the spot and go through these questions?
I'm ready. I'm on the
All right.
spot. You put me in the spot. I'm ready to do it.
I'll start with the first one. What are your thoughts on real estate market? I know you're out in Maine, but what do you think about real estate? All that. When I hear that word, that term and stuff, what do you think?
So I uniquely was in the position a few years ago to work with my buddy Max Maxwell and travel the world with him in the United States. He's a big time wholesaler, and now he's moved on to Dubai and Africa. So he taught me a lot, but they're not making more of it. That's the one thing that we all should get our hands on, some kind of property, whether it's passed down or whether you can identify a good flip. Our building's a great example. The building I'm in, you can't tell because I'm in the back room where all the magic happens.
Yeah.
It's a brand new build, 2 years old, but there was an old group antique shop, and my brother looked at it. He said, I wonder what's going on with that property. We got to do something we got to buy that place. And he knew the neighborhood around it was going to appreciate. And sure enough, it did. We live 10 minutes outside of Portland, Maine, and everything outside that city is getting more and more expensive. And it just keeps expanding. And I feel like this is happening all around the country. Bay Area, I went to college out there, and I could see it even at Santa Clara. Like, the college is trying to buy as much property around campus as possible. So it's just an expansion thing. It's gonna keep happening, even here in Maine, where people think it's just trees and moose.
Yeah. What year were you at Santa Clara? Were you there when Pods was there, or was it before Pods?
Before. I was in the before times. I was there from 2005 to 2009. So I graduated right during, the recession, if you will. I don't know. I didn't have a problem. I got a job 3 weeks later, and all is gravy.
Yeah. Cool. You want to share a struggle that you went through, maybe with your business or in life, or you're up with the card, either way?
Many struggles.
Yeah.
This is my 8th business, so I've had plenty of failures. It definitely thickens your skin. But a physical struggle I'll go through is I moved back home in 2023. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm retired from making movies, and I'm out playing golf. I start feeling really sluggish. Week goes by, 2 weeks go by. I'm like, man, I must have the plague or something. This is crazy. Mm-hmm. Go to the doctor, and they're like, did you get bit by a tick? I'm like, yeah, I did. She's like, oh, well, you probably have Lyme carditis. Like, you have to go to the hospital immediately. Wow. So I had a resting heart rate of 20 beats per minute. Like, I was alive talking to people. And this woman was like, you're a zombie. I don't get this at all. And I got a pacemaker put in. 10 days later, I'm back to life, regular. My resting heart rate's like 50, 60, but it was kind of scary to go to the edge and come back. You just appreciate everything more. Like, none of this matters except for like family and, a few, I guess, close friends. So it gives you a really great outlook on life. When you're struggling with your health, you realize you have nothing without your health.
Yeah, totally. Well, now, do you still have the stint, or is that removed?
They took it out, luckily, after a week. They were like, if you respond to the meds, you won't need it. But my first question was, okay, if I still have this pacemaker, do I get to like be first on the plane and have a handicap spot? I'm like, let me at least get some perks if I got to have this thing, keep me ticking.
Cool. How about you want to share a quote with us?
Yeah. Favorite quote is money stays. And I think I'm going to get it tattooed right here, because what happens is people come in the shop, they sell me stuff. Like I was saying before we jumped on, guy dropped off like 400 boxes of cards. Inevitably, I hand the cash over, and they hand it right back and buy something else. So the money stays. Like, it's just the ecosystem. Yeah. It's always, you give a little to get a little. Yeah. And that just resonates every day.
Nice. Do you have a mistake you did in real estate that you regret?
Let's see. probably regret not buying this one place that was just outside of, I think it was off the El Camino Real, just outside of campus. I had a chance to buy it, but I didn't quite have the money. I didn't quite understand how to leverage other people's money at the time. And if I had, I think I would have bought it and just rented it and cash flowed it. So there was a couple properties I wish I could have gone back, but you get older and you don't know the stuff then that you know now, and you can't really change that.
Cool. What are you watching nowadays as far as TV show, Netflix? What are you seeing out there you like? So listeners can probably see.
Rick and Morty is a go-to.
Yeah.
New episode just dropped, and then South Park's got new episodes coming out. I'm big on South Park because they're an equal opportunity offender. They offend everybody. Yeah. Nobody is safe. And I think we all kind of need that sometimes. You get a little too serious. Like, you got to be able to laugh at yourself. If you can't do that, then I think you're going to have a hard time.
So you're a big South Park guy then, huh?
But yeah, since I was probably too young to watch it, like 11 years old, my dad's like, where are you getting that? I go, nah, some TV show. It's a cartoon. It's fine.
Yeah. Do you got a favorite character?
Probably Butters.
Okay.
Because he's just
Mr. Hanky?
Yeah, Mr. Hanky. every time Christmas comes around, that's the guy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Let me ask you this. So what's your walk-up theme song? You're coming out to, intro. What's your song?
So I feel like my go-to, it's this one scene from Entourage where Vinny and Turtle are on the island and he's like retired from film for the moment and they're playing Return of the Mac, which is just a classic, just party song, and the airplanes flying in. But I mean, we lost the Hulkster today, so I'd have to go with like real American, like a WWE theme song, right? Yeah. Or I thought of Stone Cold too.
Yeah, I heard the news today. I was shocked by it. I was something about a couple of weeks ago. I'm not doing too well. Then all of a sudden, this pops up, and you don't see it on TV. But yeah, it was definitely a childhood legend we lost.
It's we always say, me and my buddies, it's the rule of threes with celebrities.
Yeah.
For some weird reason, you lose 3 celebrities within like a period of days, and it happened.
Yeah, him, Ozzy Osbourne, and the guy from Cosby
Malcolm
Show, I
Jamal
guess.
Warner. Yeah.
They're crazy. Let me ask you this. Who's on your Mount Rushmore of basketball, if you have people you can pick,
Well, let's see. I got to have Bill Russell. I'm going to have 2 Celtics on there. Russell, Bird, Jordan, and Kobe.
Okay. And who's your GOAT?
I got to go with Jordan. Just, it's more of the way he moved around. Statistically, I think it's easy to argue that LeBron is much better because statistically he is better. But just the way that Jordan, he'd take a beating. He invented all, like you see Kobe, all the moves were from Jordan. And a lot of the Jordan and Kobe moves, LeBron picked up. So it's like he walked so LeBron could run. So you respect them both, but my personal opinion, Jordan will always be the GOAT to me.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question. With top 3 cards, if you could put on a Mount Rushmore, what would they be or 4? Do you have anyone that come to mind that people should?
Yeah, I think you got to go with the Honus Wagner tobacco card because he was very much against tobacco. And that's why they pulled. He's like, you got to pull my cards. So the print run's very short. So it's rare you'll find any of them. Then you have the 52 Mantle, which is actually Mickey Mantle's second year. That's also a short print run. They had dumped a whole truckload of Topps Series 1 52 in the East River in New York because they were doing so poorly with sales. That is why that card's so valuable because they dumped a bunch of them in the water. Wow. The Fleer Jordan, of course, is up there as well. 86 Fleer Jordan. Yeah. I think those are my.
Okay. I was going to say, I know you get the Babe Ruth. I know the Griffey rookie here, Jordan rookie.
Yeah.
Those ones stick out.
The Gaudy Babe Ruth.
Charizard. Yeah.
The Charizard, that 95 Charizard, man. Everybody's going back into their attic. Mom, where's my old Pokemon cards?
Let me ask you this. What do you like about collecting cards and how many years you've been doing it? And what was your experience from doing it?
So I think the fun part when I was a kid was just a thrill of like opening packs and hoping that you hit your favorite player. Because you're like, I have $5. I can put down $5 and maybe I pull a Bird or a Jordan or at the time like a Kobe rookie. And now I like collect for other people. because I actually
Mhm.
don't collect anymore. I have one card that my dad pulled when he was a kid. It's a 56 Ted Williams horizontal. And I think it's cool because there's a story connected to every card or every collection. And now what I do is I try to listen to customers and get stuff that I know they're going to want to collect for themselves. And that's how I make money. If I'm paying attention, similar to you pay attention to your clients and
Mhm.
you get them what they want, and you're going to be all right.
Yeah, totally. I know selling a house is a little different than a car. A car could be from $5 to a few grand,
Yeah.
So different price, but it's the same thing. You're right. If you bring value or take care of them, they'll take care of you. So I totally see the resemblance.
And they keep
You
coming
know.
back, right? I'm sure how
Yep.
many times you
Yeah.
had a repeat a client like, I love working with you. Everything's easy. I don't have to think about it.
Yep. Same. Yep. You scratch my back, scratch your back. Same thing works, and then they come back, and then you're furry people. Same thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. Let me ask you this: you want to share a couple of Cooper Flag stories? I know you met him and stuff, but that
So it's
sticks out. First time you
interesting.
met him, maybe.
Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
first time I probably saw him play was this mixtape somebody had put up from SummerSlam. And I think
Okay.
he was in like 8th grade, maybe 7th or 8th grade. He was playing down here at Kennedy Park in Portland. And I'm like, this kid is in what grade? This is crazy. Fast forward to seeing him at the main event up here at the Civic Center, which is the year
Yeah.
before he'd go to Duke. It was very clear. You're like, this guy's going pro. It's just a matter of when and how high
Yeah.
is he going to go in the draft. And then I finally hadn't even met him until Fanatics Fest. And we had all the Cooper cards, the most cards in the whole building. And he ends up spending 20 grand with me and my buddy at our table. He buys one of his own one of ones, immediately turns around, hands it to his family friend. It was a really nice moment where he said, you've been supporting me for all this time. I want to give you this card because, your support meant a lot and it would help me get where I'm at, tournaments,
Yeah.
AAU, that kind of stuff. But he's 18. I mean, he's just a big, like, chill kid. And I think he's
Yeah.
handling himself, really well so far.
How you want to share your experience with the Fanatics? You went over there. How was that about, and how did you feel about going out? I heard about it, but didn't go. But
Yeah. So I didn't know what to expect other than this will be my chance to meet up with Cooper and his brother Ace before the draft. And it was like a full experience. You had a WWE ramp where you could have your own theme song, walk
yeah,
up music, and you could do the entrance. Of course, I did the NWO. You have to for life. And then they had like all kinds of experiences. Tom Brady was there, Kevin Hart, Wemby. The whole room stopped when Wemby walked in, like massive dude. And then Kevin Hart's up to like his hip. It was just a funny juxtaposition. You had a card show area. Honestly, sold a lot of cards, and I get what they're doing. There's a big merch area. They had lids. Mitchell and Ness, I actually linked up with them, so I'll be carrying Mitchell and Ness in the shop soon.
okay,
If you're a card dealer, vendor, or you're in the sports space at all, I think it's a must go to event. You need to go
yeah,
attend and just see what it's about. I'll be
yeah.
back next year.
So it's gonna be a year-round thing. They'll have every year. They'll have to keep doing it, huh? I think.
So I think it's annual, and rumor has it they're going to do a second one in San Diego for the West Coast people in December.
Cool. Maybe I'll just go to that. That's a quick flight down the road for me.
Yeah, much
check it out.
easier than New York.
Yeah, New York's about a 4 or 5 hour flight, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'll definitely check that out for sure. Let me ask you this: what are your thoughts on the summer league? I know it was the first time there, and my second time there. What do you think about the summer league and perspective of that? Because people ask about it all the time, but what your experience?
It's going to be a repeat, like I think annual trip for me. Probably get some of the boys to come next time. Maybe we'll do the double play retreat, somehow build in a more of a write-off there. But it's fun because you get so much access to the players. And like the first night we were there, I'm gambling across from Allen Iverson in the MGM. I'm like, oh, that's AI. He's just right there. And it was cool, like being at the event I met you at. You get to meet so many people that are all we just love ball. We're all locked in. We like being part of the community. We speak the same language. And the basketball is very competitive because guys are trying to make teams. Like this is, for some guys, they're really their only shot, or they're going to get buried on a bench, or they're going to have to go overseas, or, from coaching, like this is these guys' moment right there. And I think the weird thing for me to see the arenas are so quiet. I didn't expect that. That was strange for me.
Yeah, not too much heckling going on. You're kind of watching the players. You can't really, there's not a lot of that. I mean, if you know a player, you might say something, but it's not as bad as it was.
Yeah.
That's one thing that sticks out is you don't hear any of that. It's real quiet. Yeah,
You could
it
hear
is. I
people's
think.
conversations. Like, no,
Yeah.
you're not rooting for a team. It's like everybody's suddenly a scout or a coach. It was kind of
Hmm.
interesting to watch.
Yeah. Totally. Let me ask you this: what's something you did in the pandemic that you still do today that you kept doing?
I think I take a walk outside now. Like, I
Yeah.
make it a point to like go on a morning walk or afternoon. And during pandemic, there's no people around. Safe thing to do is go take a walk and just kind of try to avoid groups of people.
Cool. Yeah, I was asking, did you collect during the pandemic too? I guess I'm assuming, right?
I did, yeah. The
Yeah.
prices were wild. Everything spiked
Yeah.
because think about it. People have stimmy checks. People are at
Hmm.
home. They got nothing to
Yeah.
do. They go in the closet, like they find all their Kobe rookies or whatever,
Yeah.
and those jumped like you could buy it for $150 and turn around and sell it for over $1,000.
I
Doesn't
got a
make any
couple I know.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You
I
probably
got
got
a
a
Fly
yeah,
Ultra.
yeah.
I
There
got
we
some
go.
Maine. Yeah, I got some couple like Kobe's and some Peyton Manning stuff. That sticks out, and some baseball. But yeah, I got
But
to add
the
more to it.
hobby, it's been strong. Like obviously that spiked, but I think we're
Yeah.
back to pre-pandemic
Hmm.
level where it's high again.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Beckett's gone now. I feel like it's you use something else. I mean, we go online and look it up, right? The Beckett's
Yep.
still there, but it's not
Card
like it
ladder,
every.
eBay.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
commodity. Unless you
Yeah.
have a really rare card, like it really fluctuates day to day.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: do you have a dream car? And then, what are your thoughts on the EV car and experience with that?
I don't really have a dream car. I grew up
Yeah.
learning how to drive on a tractor on a farm. So I have a
So
truck
John
now. It's
Deere.
paid. Yep, you know it, man. I got my Dodge Ram. It's paid off.
Okay.
So my
Yeah.
dream car is a paid off truck that I can haul stuff around Maine.
Cool.
If I had to pick like a fancy car though, it'd definitely be like a black Ferrari. Those things just
Okay.
purr. They're fast. I got to drive one a couple times and yeah, I'm pretty sold. That's a fun car.
Yeah.
EV though, I've had no experience. I just know a
Okay.
lot of them are quiet and that freaks me out because I think somebody's going to hit
Yeah.
me in the parking lot.
Yeah. They're a little different. You got to find the stations of charge. I don't know about out by you, Maine, but out here there's a lot of Teslas going around. A lot of you see the smart cars, a lot of that, and they charge a lot. You got to sit there. You got to wait. It's not like a $10 gas. You're gone. You got to wait 20, 30 minutes, charge it and go. So it's more of a leisure time,
I see. So
but
you
they're there.
create like an activity. All right, we're charging. What do we?
Yeah. It kind of activity. Yep. Totally.
Hey, you can collect
No.
cards. I should set up a station at my shop.
Yeah. You could. Yeah, if you do, look into it. Let me ask you this: what age would you go back in time if you could go back in time? What age would it be?
I think I would go back to. I would have been 25 or 26, and I
Yeah.
would have just spent $500 on Bitcoin at like $2.
There you go.
That's it. I would have gone back for that.
Nice. You got a favorite field trip as a kid you did and you went to field trip that you
Oh
did?
yeah, the best field trip up in New England is 8th grade trip Canopy Lake Park in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
this theme park. It's got a water ride,
Yeah.
games, classic old school New England amusement park. It was like the last week of school, so you knew school was over. That was just the quintessential trip. And then of course, before that, there was this place called Sturbridge Village. You ever been to these places where everybody's stuck in time? Like they won't break character. Like it's 1860s. And so you ask them a question and they're like, "What do
Yeah.
you mean? We don't have that in 1864." And
Oh.
as a kid, it's a trip because you're like, "Come on, man, you have a digital watch." They're like, "What?" And they're like, "Hide their watch," stay in character.
So this is a place you can visit and they have that there.
Everybody acts like it's stuck in time, and because you want to
Really?
walk
And,
through the
and it's in
village
New
and be like,
Hampshire.
"Oh, yeah, it's in Sturbridge, Mass." So like,
Okay.
because the settlers of America was Plymouth Rock, and
Yeah.
so they have all these places set up where somebody's a blacksmith or somebody's like a farmer,
Wow.
and they just won't break character till the day's over. It's incredible.
That's crazy. Now, is that expensive or is it pretty to get to
It's
experience
pretty
that?
cheap. Yeah, you could
Okay.
probably go for like, I don't know, it's $20.
Okay. Let's check that out sometime. Let me ask you this. I'm guessing you're a millennial, right?
I am an
Generation?
elder millennial. I'm 39,
Okay.
so born in 1986.
Okay. What's your thoughts on as far as the tech, the iPads, all that, the ChatGPT, AI? What do you think about all that? Now that these kids get it at a younger age. What do you think about all that happening around?
I think the kids have a hard time appreciating what they have, because I remember pre-internet, or my dad got the first computer we had in the house, so we had to deal with
Yeah.
dial-up. So we've
Hmm.
gotten to see a time before internet was everywhere, and now
Yeah.
we've been in a time where it's everywhere. So, I think some kids should put some respect on our names to be like, we did this. So again, we crawled so you could walk and run, but it's not their fault. That's what they're born into. They're also way better at some of this like innate, like ChatGPT is just a part of every day. It is for me, but
Yeah.
some of these kids coming up, they go to that before they go to Google or before
Yeah.
they ask somebody.
Hmm.
Double-edged
Totally. Yeah.
sword.
Totally. And it's pretty easy to get that information. I mean, you can look it up, and using the Google Gemini, all that. It's crazy at your fingertips. I wish I had as a kid or growing up when I had it,
Oh my
just to
God.
use a second reference.
The tests, I had to go to the actual library and get books and write
Yeah.
quotations and do a bibliography. Kids don't have to do that anymore. I mean, that was hard work.
Yeah. Yeah. And they got us for plagiarism too. So how's that figure into it? But it's another
That's a whole can of worms. Yeah.
Let me ask you this: what's a movie you saw recently that you liked?
The recent movie, I just watched a documentary about, what was that about? I think it's a baseball card documentary. Highly
Okay.
recommend.
Okay.
They go into, it's called The Hobby. And
Okay.
these guys do this podcast called Sports Card Nonsense. And they're involved, I think, in producing it. But
Yeah.
if you're a collector at all, it's pretty fascinating. You geek out a lot, so it's not for everybody.
Okay. Is that on Netflix or Apple TV?
I
What
think
source?
you got to do it deep. I think you're gonna have to do like a YouTube or like
Okay.
just a Google. Maybe even
Okay.
pirate that thing. I don't know. Ask somebody for a copy.
Okay. Are you Apple or Android guy?
Apple. All day. I'm coming to you live from my new iMac in the back room. I said I'm gonna go low tech for this. This is gonna be easy, hands free.
Yeah. And when you see the green bubble pop up, what do you think of? Comes on a text.
I'm
What do you
just
think?
like, here we go. I'm gonna have to get. There's one guy in my college buddies group chat who has a green bubble, and we just every week or so, come on, man, just give it up. Join the dark
just buy
side.
it, right?
We'll buy it for you.
Yeah, that's cool. Let me ask you this: you want to share like a card tip or a business tip or life, tip as far as collecting or something like that? You want to share?
Yeah, when I saw this question, it's a really good question because you can go so many ways.
Yeah.
It's a simple phrase, but buy low and sell high. And it is not your job to make other people money. If they have a deal that works for both of you, fantastic. But you don't need to be nice and pay somebody more than what you feel they deserve.
Yeah.
Because the strongest point in negotiation is being able to actually walk away without bluffing. So you got to make sure not to spend too much money. Because remember, for other people, this is a hobby. For me, this is my whole life. This is how I make money, put food on the table. So if I'm not aggressive at getting something at the lowest price possible, then there's no point. I should just do something else.
Gotcha. That's a good one. Buy low, sell high. Let me ask you this. If you could sit down with anybody, who would it be? Dead or alive? Who would you pick?
I think I would pick Steve Jobs because I just am so fascinated with how ruthless he was. And he's a human, so of course, he's painted one way, but he was caring, at least toward his family and toward certain people. But I want to know what really made him tick and, how much is too much when you're obsessing over an idea. I mean, the tech that we're using now, none of that would be possible without him. I actually have a signed picture from Steve Wozniak, but I don't have anything signed by Steve Jobs. So it would have been cool to meet both of them, but I'd probably say Steve Jobs.
Okay, good one. Would you sit down with Cooper Flagg, or is that kind of on the back burner?
I'm sure it'll happen.
Yeah,
that's more of like I think it'd be interesting to talk to 18-year-old Coop, 21-year-old, 24, 30, and like to see his progress is going to be fascinating. As a fellow Mainer, you're just proud of him for
Mainer. You guys call yourself Mainers?
Yeah, Bob.
Okay,
Mainers. Dropping your eyes. If you ever seen any kind of Ben Affleck or Matt Damon movie, like the Boston accent, it's just a slower drawl up in Maine. It's like the Boston accent, but slowed way down.
Cool. Let me ask you this. If you were stuck on an elevator, who would it be?
Who would I be stuck in the elevator with? I'd probably want to be stuck with like Albert Einstein or Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay.
Because at that point, if you're not going anywhere, you want to talk about some real abstract stuff like, hey, explain the universe to me. Like, take my mind off the current situation so I'm not starting to panic about being stuck in the elevator. And those guys, they seem pretty smart.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Favorite sportsman and player you want to share with us?
Favorite player, probably Ted Williams. I mean, when I was a little baby, there's a picture of me with Ted Williams holding me at the Yarmouth Clam Festival, this thing we do up in Maine.
Okay.
My dad that's his favorite player growing up, and I watched him. It's how I wanted to be as a baseball player. I mean, he flew planes in World War II and the Korean War. Guy's a war vet. He's a fisherman, greatest hitter of all time. Like, I don't know. Just, he's an American through and through. And like, his last man hit 406 in baseball, which is tough.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And the first one I ever heard on my show with Ted Williams. I've heard some other people, but he's first one I've heard. So
Ted Williams, Teddy, the kid.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a team too?
The Red Sox.
Yeah.
Up here, it's Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins, Patriots. You grow up, I'm sure it's the same as the Bay. You don't have a choice. Those are your teams.
Yeah. So how far are you from Boston? Up in, you just like cross the river or lake, or how's it?
It's like 90 miles just up the highway.
Okay.
So Maine and Massachusetts used to be one state before the Missouri Compromise. It used to just be the same. It used to just be Massachusetts.
Okay. So how many times you go to Boston? You figure monthly, or do you kind of?
Sometimes twice a month. Like if there's a Red Sox game last minute, somebody be like, "Hey, you want to make it?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I can get there in like an hour and a half."
Okay. And then I'm guessing I've never been there, so Fenway's a nice gym to see. I guess is a park.
Fenway's the cathedral. I've probably been there over 300 times in my life.
Okay. And then it's hard to get tickets? I'm guessing they're sold all the time, right? Or
you can get tickets still. I mean, there's scalpers, there's StubHub.
Yeah.
Me and my dad, when I was a kid, you could get to the gate before they opened the gate, and they would have obstructed view seats. So they're $25, but there'd be a big pole in front of your seat, like right in front of you, and you'd have to like look around. But back in the 90s, the team wasn't good, so you could move down because people didn't show up to the games.
Gotcha. Oh, that's cool, man. I got to come out there and see a game then sometime.
Yeah, the cathedral, man. Every time I walk up the ramp, you get chills. It's just amazing to see.
No, I bet. Let me ask you this. I know we lost Hulk Hogan today. You followed wrestling as a kid. Who's your favorite wrestler growing up, and when you watched it and stuff?
My favorite was like The Undertaker, because the mystique as a kid, he didn't talk a lot, and it really made you believe that he was like the dead man. Until Stone Cold came along, and then everybody's like, yeah, Stone Cold is the guy. Like that. He was just so over in the Attitude Era.
No, you say that with the Undertaker. I mean, he said from Death Valley. They even play this whole like where he was from. If you look at his bio, had like 6'8", Death Valley, the whole, Tombstone. Like it fit in all his character.
Yeah, it was spooky. He had the fog, and he had the gong, and then the
Paul
lights
Bear
would go out. Paul Bear would have the urn. I mean, you believed it. You were kind of a little scared as a kid.
Yeah, you're like, who's this guy?
Yeah, what's he doing?
Yeah, and then Stone Cold Coast. Yeah, he was a classic too. I mean, every Monday night, it was what was going to do to top the last Monday.
Because he cut that one promo when he won King of the Ring before he was Austin.
Yeah.
He said, Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass. And from there on, oh my God, the Attitude Era just on fire.
Totally. What advice would you give yourself at 12 years old?
At 12 years old, I would say to do the uncomfortable things because it's worth it to have the experience later. And luckily, I think I did most of that.
Yeah, that's good. Let me ask you this one. How long have you been a homeowner for, if you are, and what do you like about the city you live in or Maine?
So I'm not a homeowner. Okay. Well, actually, I will soon to be. So I'm buying my dad's house because he's building a new house across the driveway. Got grandfathered into the lot, which is great. Nice. We live in a historic district. Yeah. But the city of Portland is like, it's not the not so hidden gem anymore. I'm a 10-minute walk to the airport from my into my driveway. Wow. Okay. It's a great location. It's 5 minutes into town, and it's 2 minutes to the highway. So location. You can't get better than that.
What about the airplanes flying overhead? Do you hear that a lot, or is that still?
I grew up with it. You just get used to it. It's actually unnerving. Like during COVID, when there was less flights, it was weird to not hear airplanes.
Okay. Interesting. Cool story. Okay, if you weren't in the collecting of cards, what would you do for work, you think, if you weren't doing the card business?
I would probably still be editing people's movies and doing video projects.
Okay.
What I liked about that business was you could make a lot of money in 1 or 2 days, and then you could kind of chill for a while. So I could like go
Yeah.
travel for 2 weeks and book a job and come back. And as
Yeah.
long as you're disciplined with your budget and you make the money last, it's good. But if you're not good working autonomously, if you need the
Yeah.
structure, I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, for me, I like storytelling, and I was, blessed to be able to go to film school and learn how to edit. And it helps me in my current job too, do the marketing. I don't
Nice.
have to hire somebody else, but it's a lot of editing. There's days when I definitely want to.
Yeah, I know. Even with this, there's AI and there's you know edits for me like with these reels for Riverside, and I'm able to do stuff, and then Instagram. But you kind of learn it. For me, I just learn on the go. But I know what you mean. It's definitely
Yeah.
editing and posting. It takes time.
Even when you
You know.
know what to do, yeah, you know how much
Yeah.
time's involved, and you make a business decision like, I don't really want to do all that.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Let me ask you this one. You got a favorite video game or board game growing up, or both? You want to share for our listeners?
Favorite board game was definitely Monopoly. Nobody would ever end. It would end in a fight, or somebody would throw the
Yeah.
board, and
It's a
oh,
popular
you're
choice.
stealing money, and you're you're the banker. You're always the banker. You always win.
Yeah.
But video game, probably like Jordan vs. Bird on the NES was like
Okay.
all day long, or
Yeah.
Mario Kart. And then in college, it was Nintendo Wii. And you have a dorm room, but you can still do the bowling game. And
Okay.
that game was still fun to this day.
The Wii had its thing, and I think it came out, and I didn't let it go, but it still was a thing to be. I feel it's still a classic. You can still whip it
Yeah.
out, so play it. You know, cool. You got a drink of choice? What do you order when you?
Usually, I try to get a tequila and ginger beer when I go out.
Okay. Yeah.
At home, I just water and Miller Lite. Keep it pretty basic. I just don't really change it up. Coffee in the morning.
Okay. Yeah. You want to share a guilty pleasure with us?
Let's see. Probably what's a good guilty pleasure of mine? Like is boy band like pop music just
Really? So
blasting in the
Backstreet
car.
Boys, in
Oh
sync.
yeah, some NSYNC. Like you get a good '90s mix, you just let it ride.
Did you go to the Spear that night they had them there?
I
They had the
didn't, but
show.
my friends were in town. I was like, "Oh, you guys are going to the show? That's cool." I'm like, "I wish I had known about that. I would have totally gone."
No, but I remember those guys that have the bleach tips and the whole back in the day. They had that. It was a style. But yeah,
TRL.
that's
I mean, yeah,
yeah,
you weren't any. If you didn't have bleach tips or attempt it, you weren't even cool.
yeah. Gotcha. Cool. Let me ask you this: fairy emoji.
Probably the like sweating, like nervous face
Really?
because yeah.
Okay.
I use it so much.
Okay. Not only someone be on the show, be a good guest I could reach out to. Maybe that could be good.
You
Like,
know who would
on
be a
here, maybe
good
Cooper.
guest is Charlie Villanueva. Cooper would be great, but
Yeah.
Charlie V, I met him
Yeah.
through real estate through Max a few
Okay.
years ago, and
Yeah.
he does some stuff in Dallas. Like he's connected. He's got a great
Okay.
business mind, and of course played at
Okay.
UConn, won national championship. I mean,
Yeah.
he'd be an interesting guest.
Yeah. Maybe I can reach out to him or get into contact. We'll maybe set it up. I've talked to him a
Yeah.
little briefly on Instagram just from out of the blue, and he seemed pretty cool, pretty chill.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He actually responds. Some people
he
you never know
does.
who's running the accounts, but he's running it.
Yeah. You're right. He does. Yeah, it's crazy. Could be a good one. What's up on the bucket list you want to do out there?
Let's see. I still haven't like traveled through Europe. I've only
Okay.
been to Heathrow. I've been to all over the world, Africa, Japan, the
Hmm.
Caribbean, Mexico. But yeah, I think Europe would be cool to just walk around and like see what those people do out there.
Cool. And then how are we following on social media? I know you have some swag and stuff, but how are we getting in touch with you and follow your shop and all that? And
Yeah, if you want to get in touch, Double Play Collectibles on Instagram or Dave is Media. We've also
okay,
got doubleplaycode.com. You can get In Flag We Trust merch. I am the only
yeah,
person in the world that sells it, and
yeah,
proceeds go directly to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Maine. Supports Cooper, Ace, the whole family. Yeah, we're just up here in Maine, but we're worldwide.
cool. And anything you want to share?
I'm
Final
excited
thoughts?
for these tops. Cooper's first rookie cards. It's going to be an
Okay,
insane chase. Like I think even
Yeah.
crazier than the Wemby rookie cards. So in October when they come out, be ready.
I think so too, because I might dip in there too. But yeah, I mean, I go back to the Luca one, but yeah, I think this might be one that people might want to get their hands on.
I could see some sealed boxes, sealed hobby boxes, just not getting
Yeah,
opened.
yeah, those are the best, right?
Oh man, I'm gonna be spending some money, that's for sure.
Yeah. And then we are on Spotify. We're on YouTube TV, our YouTube, TikTok, the whole thing on the spot. Spotify, look us up. And have any questions about the real estate market or cards? Reach out to Dave. Cooper Flagg's updates will probably get more out there. But from on the spot, we're out of here. Any final words?
That's it. Thanks for having me on.
Yep. Cool. All right. From on the spot, we're out of here. All right.